The phone vibrated against the kitchen counter, a low buzz slicing through the silence of the apartment. It was 2:17 a.m., and the glow of the screen lit up the dark like a beacon, pulling me from the haze of sleeplessness. My wife Lena was curled up in our bed, her breathing soft and steady, oblivious to the pulse of her phone. I stood frozen, barefoot on the cold tile, staring at the notification. Missed call. Ryan work. My stomach twisted, a sharp sour pang. Why was her coworker calling her at this hour? The apartment smelled faintly of her lavender candle, burned down to a waxy stub on the coffee table. The city outside hummed faintly, distant horns, the occasional siren, but inside it was just me, the phone, and the weight of a question I didn't want to ask. I'd seen Ryan's name before. In group texts about project deadlines, in her stories about late-night brainstorming sessions at the co-working space downtown. But never like this, never in the dead of night, when the world felt too quiet to hide secrets. I swiped the screen, my thumb trembling. Her lock code, our anniversary 0418, felt like a betrayal in itself, too intimate for what I was about to do. The call log showed 3 missed calls from Ryan since midnight, no voicemails. Below a text. Can we talk? I can't stop thinking about last night. My chest tightened, air catching in my throat like a jagged stone. Last night, Lena had said she was grabbing drinks with the team. She'd come home at 11. Her cheeks flushed, blaming the wine. I'd believed her. I always believed her. I scrolled further, my heart pounding against my ribs. Their texts stretched back weeks. Innocent at first, work jargon and emojis, but then subtle shifts. You looked good in that dress today. Wish I could see you RN. Late night messages when she told me she was working late or meeting a friend. I pictured her in the co-working space, all glass walls and exposed brick, laughing with Ryan while I waited at home, cooking dinner for 2. My hands shook as I set the phone down, the screen still glowing like an accusation. The next morning, Lena moved through our routine with practiced ease, pouring coffee, scrolling through her ex feed, humming softly. Her dark hair fell over one shoulder, catching the sunlight streaming through the window. She looked like the woman I'd married 3 years ago, the one who'd danced with me in this very kitchen, barefoot and giggling. But now, every glance at her felt like staring at a stranger. You sleep okay? She asked, not looking up from her phone. Yeah. I lied, my voice rough. You. She nodded, her smile quick and distracted. Work's been crazy. I was up late reading emails. Emails. The word hung in the air, heavy with what I knew. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, but my tongue felt glued to the roof of my mouth. Instead, I watched her searching for cracks, her quick glances at her phone, the way her fingers hesitated before typing. Was she texting him now, right in front of me? Days bled into each other, each one a tightrope of doubt and denial. I became a detective in my own life, noticing every inconsistency. Her phone face down on the table, her sudden need for space to work late, the vague captions on her ex posts. Living for these late nights Milky Wayed. I checked her location once, when she said she was at a client dinner. The app showed her at a bar downtown, miles from where she claimed to be. I told myself it was a glitch, that I was paranoid. But the seed was planted, and it grew, thorny and relentless. One night, I couldn't take it anymore. She was in the shower, her phone left on the couch, buzzing again. I opened it, my pulse hammering. A new message from Ryan. I told her it's over. I only want you. My vision blurred, the words searing into me. Below Lena's reply. I'm trying, Ree. It's complicated. Complicated. The word echoed, a knife twisting in my gut. I scrolled up, piecing together fragments of their affair, stolen moments in the office stairwell, a weekend work trip, that was just the 2 of them. Every message was a punch, each one stripping away the life I thought we had. When she emerged, wrapped in a towel, her wet hair dripping onto the floor, I was sitting on the couch, her phone in my hand. The air felt thick, charged with the weight of what was coming. Lena, I said, my voice low. Who's Ryan? Her face froze, eyes widening for a split second before she forced a laugh. Ryan? From work. What? Her voice was too bright, too casual, like she was trying to outrun the truth. Don't, I said, holding up the phone. I saw the texts. The room went quiet. The hum of the city outside swallowed by the silence between us. Her expression crumpled, shock, then guilt, then something like defiance. It's not what you think, she started, but her voice cracked, betraying her. Not what I think. I stood, my hands shaking. You're sleeping with him, Lena. Don't lie to me. She flinched, wrapping her arms around herself. It wasn't supposed to happen, she whispered. It was a mistake. I was lonely, and you were always so distant. Distant. The word stung, sharp and unfair. I was here, Lena. Every day, waiting for you, while you were with him. Tears spilled down her cheeks, but I couldn't feel sorry for her. Not yet. I love you, she said, her voice breaking. I didn't mean to hurt you. Then why didn't you stop? My voice rose, raw and jagged. Why didn't you tell me? She had no answer, just sobs that filled the room. I wanted to hold her, to fix this, but the betrayal was a wall between us, unyielding. There's more, she said finally, her voice barely audible. I'm pregnant. The world tilted. My knees buckled, and I sank onto the couch, the phone slipping from my hand. Is it mine? I asked, dreading the answer. Her silence was louder than any confession. I don't know, she whispered. The room spun, the walls closing in. I saw our life, our kitchen dances, our shared playlists, our plans for a future, shatter like glass. I thought I'd forgive her, that love would be enough. But as I looked at her, broken and guilty, I realized some things couldn't be undone. I can't do this, I said, standing. I grabbed my keys, my jacket, and walked out, the door slamming behind me. The city swallowed me whole, its lights blurring through my tears. Somewhere, in the wreckage of our life, I'd have to find a way to start again.